Hello, hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Florence. Welcome to Zillennial Life. In today's video, I wanted to go over some of the lessons and reflections I've been having around money in my 20s as a 27-year-old who's living and working in the US after having relocated here about 3.5 years ago from Kenya. So yeah, let's just jump into the video. The first lesson on the list is tracking your money. Keeping track of your bills, your spending habits, your investments, your savings, your loans. Having an idea of where you are at financially at any given time and knowing where your money goes has been something I have learned to do over the years. When I moved here, this was my first full-time job, and therefore back home I was living with my parents and I didn't have to figure out the big bills, things like rent or electricity or something of the sort. So moving here and living alone taught me the hard way that I need to actually track where every single coin is going. And I remember the first few months, I actually began writing down all my expenses in a notebook just to internalize how much I was spending, because it was all very new to me. And that kind of helped me understand, okay, this is how much I use in a day, in a week, in a month for food, for rent, for whatever. And now I feel like I have a good sense, and therefore I don't need to track manually. What I use now is an app, but this could be anything. You could use an Excel sheet if that's what you want to do. You could use an app. You could write down things on paper and pen if that's what you want to do. But the idea is that you need to have a good understanding of your financial situation. So number one is just track your money. Keep track of it. Number two on the list is avoiding lifestyle inflation. This means every time your salary goes up, you don't need to upgrade your lifestyle to match the new paycheck. Otherwise, you'll always be living paycheck to paycheck. You need to keep a level of lifestyle that you're comfortable with, and then everything else you can put it towards retirement or investments or savings or whatever else you want to do with that money, as opposed to increasing your spending to always match your salary. Number three is to embrace a mindset of abundance as opposed to one of scarcity. And this means that you begin to believe that there is room for you to grow your money, there's room for you to make more money, there's enough money to go around for everybody, so it isn't a competition. And therefore what I am doing personally is believing in my gifts, in my talents, that I have it in me to create wealth, I have it in me to grow wealth. And wealth is just not money, it's also health, it's my social circles, my family, my experiences in life. All those things equate to wealth, and therefore embracing a mindset of abundance in all these things has been very helpful. Number four on the list is to automate as many things as possible. Bills, investments, savings, loan payments, all of that. Automate it. I have automated as many things as possible to make it easy for myself to stay on track with my goals. If something can be deducted directly from my bank account, I have done that. I do not want to make it more difficult for myself, that I have to remember to go into my account and move funds to particular places. In fact, when I originally moved here, I think it was maybe month number 3 or 4, I forgot to pay my rent on time. I completely forgot. Like I mentioned, back home, I wasn't paying rent. I was living with my parents. So I wasn't used to the habit, the routine of paying rent at the beginning of the month. So this month, I completely forgot. There were so many other things going on in my life, and I completely forgot. And I was hit with a penalty, late fees. That penalty was so painful to pay because I had the funds in my account. I just forgot to actually pay. And that day I set up my auto pay. It's a type of thing that's annoying to do, but you just do it once and you don't have to think about it again. So therefore I automate everything. If it's possible for me to automate something, I will do it. I will make my life as easy as possible. Number 5 is having candid conversations around money with my partner, with my friends, with my family, because most of the valuable lessons and advice that you get is during those candid conversations. When you hear what your friends are doing for their investments, when you learn how someone you know negotiated a higher paycheck when they were interviewing somewhere, when you learn about how your parents built wealth or how they invested in other things, when you have these candid conversations I believe you learn a lot. And therefore, personally, I do have these conversations with my close friends, with my family, and I have found them to be very enlightening. Number 6 on the list is to enjoy your money within reason. And what I mean by this, like, don't postpone joy, don't postpone experiences to the future and say you will do all these things when you retire. The future is not guaranteed, and therefore you need to enjoy experiences and enjoy your life even right now in this moment. Of course, while still being smart and still planning for the future and still planning for other money seasons. Number 7 on the list is credit is not always a bad thing. It isn't always an enemy. This is something I have had to learn after moving to the US from Kenya, because back home, I think credit is not viewed in the same way it is here. Here it is embraced to the core. The idea of spending money on a credit card and then having to remember to pay it off at the end of the month was very foreign to me. I was like, why? Why would you do that? Just pay from your bank account and you don't have to think about one other thing that you could possibly forget and get penalized for. But I kind of get it now. Leveraging credit is a good thing, and building a credit score is a good thing, because you can be able to leverage it to maybe buy a house or invest in something else. I don't know, begin a business. There's many ways you could leverage credit, and therefore credit isn't always a bad thing. Number 8 on the list is to practice generosity, and again, within reason. My parents are very generous people. I have observed them be generous with people around them. I think just in general in Kenya, people live in a more communal way, and therefore people are more giving of their time and their resources and their love and their care. And that's something I am trying to keep up with. And again, within reason, you have to set particular boundaries, but living a life of generosity is a beautiful thing. Number 9 on my list is to continue learning about money. There's so many things I still do not know about money. The topic is very broad, especially now that I have moved to a whole new country and life here works differently. Whether it's retirement and pension schemes, they work differently than they do back home. So just keeping up with all these things and learning whenever I can. Again, like I mentioned, having candid conversations with other people, my friends, my partner, my close family, and learning as many things as possible. That is something that I intend to keep doing. And finally, number 10 on this list of reflections and lessons is that money is a tool and not the end goal. The end goal is not to have some big sum in your bank account just sitting there doing nothing. The end goal is that you're supposed to use it to make an impact in the world. You're supposed to use it to experience new things. You're supposed to use it to do things that make you happy and bring you joy. You're supposed to use it to enrich your life. So if, for example, what you care about and value the most is the people around you, you're supposed to use that money as a tool to enrich those relationships. If what you value is traveling and seeing the world and experiencing new things, you're supposed to use the money as a tool to help you do all those things. So changing that perspective and not just focusing on acquiring and accumulating wealth, but also thinking about how you can use it as a tool to accomplish your goals and your aspirations in life. That has been game-changing for me. Those are all the lessons and reflections I had to share today around the topic of money in my 20s. Please let me know which lessons you have learned with your journey with money. If you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, comment down below. Let me know which reflections or lessons do you have. Let's all learn from each other. Yeah, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something or maybe just found it entertaining. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.